Hello everybody and welcome back to LEGO Empire, and in today's video I have LEGO Star Wars sets I would die for part 20,000. So this is the second very long completion video of the last 10 set idea videos. So last year at around this time of the year I did a completion of the last 10 set idea videos at the time, and today we have updated video with the previous 10 set idea videos as well as one new one for you guys. This will be a very long, very fun video, so sit back, relax, get a snack. This will be a really nice one to watch. Now, with that being said, let's get right into today's new set ideas. First of all, we actually have the first set idea ever, so we're making LEGO Empire channel history here to have an in real life built set idea. So this was a set idea that was built in real life, and I thought it'd be really cool to show you all the pictures. This is the Battle on Yerbana bridge battle set. I'll show you the set idea pictures first here. So you get this amazing golden bridge, the minifigs of Captain Rex, R2-D2, 2 12th clones, and some B1 battle droids. But this bridge build is absolutely insane. It looks so good with the gold detailing. You also get this really nice red crab droid, which is super unique, and I would love to get that in an official set. But looking at the paneling here, it's just so nice, especially on the ground level of the bridge. It's so smooth, but you still have that studded look, so it looks like good official LEGO. And there's these bars on the bottom, so your 501st Jet Troopers can of course hang off the bottom there. And then taking a look at the in real life built bridge, it looks even better. The gold pieces really stand out. They look nice and crisp. HP Bricks was the one who I believe maybe designed this set and built it up, or he just built it up for this post, and it looks absolutely amazing. He added some minifigs compared to the regular set idea with Cody, Obi-Wan, Anakin, but you see Captain Rex and the 501st clones hanging on the bottom there with R2-D2, some droids on the other side. He didn't build up the crab droid for some reason. That's unfortunate. This picture's really cool though. It has all of his custom sets along with the Yerbana bridge with all of his shelving. It looks amazing there. Some of those sets are so dang good. Anyway, I thought it'd be cool to show you all a set idea that I believe I've had on the channel before, but actually built in real life now. So I hope you all enjoyed these amazing pictures. And the second set I will be showing from Brick Wizard Customs in this video is the Republic Stealth Ship. This set looks amazing. It comes with Anakin Skywalker, Admiral Yularen, 2 P2 pilots for some reason, I'm not sure why, and then B1 battle droid. In my opinion, the pilots should actually be the stealth pilots we see in the episode and for this ship, but I understand why maybe Brick Wizard Customs didn't make them for this set, because then you'd have to design full new minifigs probably if you couldn't find a good minifig to put in the set just off online, like Google Images or whatever. And I understand why, but if this set were to come out for real, let's just say it would have those stealth pilots. This would be a pretty good minifig selection, pretty much perfect then. But one thing you could maybe add is an Admiral Trench. He was in the Clone Wars episode this set was featured in, so he could make sense in this set. But then again, I think it's also good without Admiral Trench either way. And then looking at the ship itself, it looks kind of small. Unfortunately, this is the only set box art image that we got from Brick Wizard Customs for this set. So there's no interior or anything I can show you guys, just the front of the box art. And I don't know if this is even big enough to have an interior really, just because it's so long of a ship. It's almost like a scale / Starship Collection set. And moving on, we have some sets from Brick Set Ideas. These are probably some of the coolest set ideas early in the video. First of all, we have the Coruscant Defense, based off the Clone Wars micro series that came out before Revenge of the Sith actually came out, if I remember right. This set includes Captain Fordo, a clone trooper, Master Yoda, and 2 B2 super battle droids. The build is just a droid tri-fighter, but it works really well for the scene because that is what we primarily see the droids using as starships in this battle. So honestly, okay, there's one thing the build is missing in my opinion, and that is a barricade or something for Captain Fordo and the clones to be behind, because I believe, if I remember right, Captain Fordo at least was behind a little barrier, so we could have some big cargo crates or just any Republic or clone themed barrier there. I think would be really, really nice, and maybe something else to show that we're on Coruscant, is a Coruscant defense. Give us a Coruscant building, not a lamppost. We already have a lamppost in a different set, but give us something. I don't know. I don't really know what you could include, but a little speeder or just something to show we're on Coruscant. I think that'd go a long way. But regardless, this set concept is such a good idea. Getting all these amazing minifigs, you get a Jedi, clone troopers, droids, all in this big battle set. Oh my goodness. I love LEGO Star Wars battle sets. They're some of my favorite play sets to ever come out. And yeah, this would make for a great addition to that long-standing collection of those battle sets. Moving on, we have a play on the Dark Millennium Falcon. It is the opposite it is the Dark Slave 1. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure if that makes sense because the whole premise of Rebuild the Galaxy was opposites. So the opposite of the Slave 1 would be the Light Slave 1 or Redeemed Slave 1, not the Dark Slave 1. But regardless, the Dark Slave 1 looks super dang cool, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. The minifigs are Darth Boba, Darth Bosk, and Evil Solo. I'm all for Evil Solo, and the other minifigs look cool, but like I said, I don't really understand why it's Darth Boba when Boba is a dark side character, at least in the original trilogy. Same with Bosk. We should be getting light side versions of those characters, but then again, you know, setting logic aside, all the minifigs look really cool. Boba has some like Mandalorian, you know, red Mandalorian detailing, which looks really cool. Looks like the arm printing is that. The cape is really nice, and he has a lightsaber. Like, he looks really cool. Bosk looks pretty dang good as well. Definitely reminding me of Darth Dev's body for some reason. Like, his Sith body kind of looks like him. Maybe that's what those legs are from. I'm not entirely sure. And the Evil Solo actually uses Darth Dev's face print for some reason. But yeah, obviously, if this was a real set, we get a Han Solo face print. That's evil, but that's a really cool idea to get an evil Han Solo. And he is kind of a smuggler, so he's not 100% a good guy, but he does end up, you know, being a hero. Anyway, this is a really cool set. We also get the Carbonite build, so you could put Dark Han in there if you wanted to, or a different minifig. You could make like a new Carbonite mold for some other minifig that you wouldn't expect, like maybe Darth Vader, because everything's opposite. You know, put Darth Vader in the Slave 1 and he's Jabba's prize now. I don't know, I'm just throwing out ideas. This is a really cool set. 3 minifigs probably isn't good enough, and I understand, you know, Brick's Ideas didn't want to design like a ton of new minifigs, and the minifigs included are really cool, but maybe if you got a few more minifigs, like a Lando, Darkside Lando would be cool, because, you know, Slave 1, we see it a lot on Bespin, and I don't know, something cool, like some other bounty hunter or something, just some more minifigs, especially if this is going to be a real set. But the set idea itself is super dang cool. It's the Escape from Vanqor. Now, if you don't remember what that planet is, that is the planet of the pirates, I believe, where... Wait, no, isn't that? Yeah. So it has Jango Fett's Starfighter, aka Slave 1, and the minifigures are Mace Windu's Astromech, I don't know what his name is, Mace Windu, Young Boba, looking great there, Aura Singh, and Hondo Ohnaka. Hondo Ohnaka would be a great figure to get. And yeah, we're already getting a UCS Slave 1 this year, but who doesn't want a Playscale 1 as well as an updated Mace Windu Starfighter? This is an instant pickup for me, you know, call it 70, 80 bucks, and I would buy this. And who doesn't love more Clone Wars figures, more Clone Wars sets? LEGO's more open to Clone Wars sets. The minifigures are amazing in this set, all greatly designed, and you can take the Mace Windu from the Republic Fighter tank, and it's a perfect fit anyway, so LEGO really only has to make 4 new figures, which I think is going to be pretty easy for them to do, and these 2 models look amazing. Not a lot to this set, it looks amazing, designed perfectly by Brick Wizard. Let's move on to the next set, and the final one is going to be crazy, guys. So the next set is another Clone Wars one, based off the fan favorite arc of the Clone Wars. So we have Darkness on Umbara. Now this is the smaller, I think this is the Starfighter type Umbaran vehicle. So the minifigures included are Anakin Skywalker in his amazing late Clone Wars appearance. We have Hardcase for the first time ever, Top, an Umbaran soldier, and a second Umbaran soldier. 2 Umbaran soldiers. I think this is near perfect minifigure selection. I mean, maybe if you added like a generic 501st clone or something, but seriously, this minifigure selection is perfect. Call it like a $40, $45 set, just based off what LEGO's pricing is like nowadays, even with 384 parts. You're getting 5 amazing figures. And yeah, they can include the exact same Anakin figure from the Ahsoka's Starfighter that just came out. I don't think that matters, but getting 2 new 501st Clone Trooper members would be absolutely outstanding, and an updated Umbaran soldier is just amazing, guys. Not to mention this build is, you know, it's small, but I think it doesn't really matter because, you know, it's a little starfighter, a little tank type thing, and it doesn't need to be huge, right? Modern LEGO Star Wars is moderately small. It's getting smaller, but the builds are also getting more clean and smooth, and I kind of like that in a way. This set would just be a very nice Clone Wars set, very nice set to be on shelves. I would buy a couple of these, even though there are many named characters, just to get a few of those tanks and Umbaran soldiers. I think it would be well worth it. And moving on to the second last set of the video, the next set is absolutely insane, guys. I'm telling you, you gotta stick around. But this one is not bad either. Palpatine's Arrest Diorama. Now, okay, this set would come with, no, it's not Eve Koth, it's the Eve Koth look-alike, I don't know his name, Kit Fisto, that really cool Jedi with horns, Mace Windu in a Revenge of the Sith cloaked attire, and Revenge of the Sith Palpatine. Now, all of these minifigures would be, I think, new. I don't think we've seen any minifigures that are quite like this. The Palpatine would be very similar to the one we got last year, except it looks like he used regular legs for this scene, which makes absolute sense. Palpatine is flying around doing a lightsaber fight, so there's no reason he should have the cloaked or the skirt piece for his legs. But yeah, just looking at some of these amazing pictures Brick Wizard has, the set minifigures itself would be awesome, but look at this picture, okay? This picture has all these amazing custom minifigures from over the years. It just shows what would be possible. You could have a huge Jedi Senator meeting in Palpatine's office. That would just be amazing. I mean, the potential for this set's display value is endless. Here we have an amazing picture from Revenge of the Sith with obviously the iconic moment, Mace Windu versus Palpatine. Anakin is watching, deciding what he should do about the fight. And oh my gosh, this one has Yoda and the Royal Guards. I mean, like, so many possibilities for what you could do with this set, but I obviously think the ideal minifigure selection is, of course, going to be Mace Windu, those three other Jedi, and Palpatine dueling it out. Of course, you know, it is a diorama, so I kind of get if only 5 figures was included. Usually a diorama has less minifigures than a normal play scale set, of course, but you know, maybe if LEGO could find the time, add in that Revenge of the Sith Anakin. We haven't gotten a Revenge of the Sith Anakin in a couple years, since 2020. Geez, 5 years now. It's 2025, guys. I keep forgetting. Anyway, hope you like that set. The final set is going to blow you away. Let's get a drum roll, please. It is the Geonosis Droid Factory. Now, this is a Master Builder Series themed set, apparently. Although it does look a bit small for a Master Builder Series set, although it does not disappoint. As far as minifigures go, we're absolutely stacked with the Droid Factory scene from Attack of the Clones. So, here we have Padme in her amazing attire, not ripped yet. We have the apprentice Anakin with a really good hairpiece, actually. I think that'd be a brand new hairpiece, which is definitely recommended. The last one LEGO did wasn't great. We have the damaged C-3PO, I believe. We have R2-D2, Jango Fett, very nice figure to get in a MBS set like this. We have 2 Geonosians with wings. It looks like those are new wing pieces too. Man, he went all out on the minifigures for the set. And then we get 6 of those OG colored battle droids, which I think is an amazing idea. Getting those OG colored battle droids would be a great callback to the OG LEGO Star Wars sets, but it would also be really nice to get in a modern set because we already have widely available regular battle droids, so why not make them something special while also fitting perfectly with the set, in my opinion, and maybe even being a tad bit more accurate to be seen as far as it looks with the lighting and everything. But oh my gosh, getting into the actual build, guys, it is crazy. We got the conveyor belt production line factory thing where all the droids are being made. We got this like hit droid looking thing. I don't know exactly what that droid is called, but it looks like you can slide on a rail up there. And then we also, of course, have the door like entrance where Anakin and Padme go through. Super nice inclusion there, and all these different mechanic things. And then over on the right, we have the, I don't know what it's called, but it's those little things that are filled up with the molten lava or whatever they use for the droids, which, oh my gosh, dude. I just gotta say, he cooked on this set. This set design is absolutely flawless, in my opinion. I mean, sure, could you throw in a Count Dooku or something? Yeah, but as far as this goes, like, it would just be perfect. I mean, call a set like 200, 250 even for that piece count. I don't care. I just need this set. I need it now. We need it in 2025. Please, please, LEGO, please. First set we have from Brick Wizard 59 is the UT-AT from Revenge of the Sith that comes with Ki-Adi-Mundi, Commander Bakara, 2 Galactic Marines, and 2 battle droids. Now, some changes I would make to this set to make it even better is add like 2 more Galactic Marines. So I think 4 Galactic Marines is definitely the right number. And then maybe replace those regular battle droids with super battle droids, because if I remember right, those were like the primary droids we saw on Mygeeto in the Order 66 scene with Ki-Adi-Mundi that this set is based off of. Maybe I'm not right, but I think that's how it went. Anyway, this set comes with a ton of seats on the interior, so you can, you know, house all of your troopers. So that's why I think it'd be nice to have more Galactic Marines. Looks like there's 8 main seats for troopers, so obviously you wouldn't fill the entire thing out. But you know, you could buy, you know, a couple of these sets, get some extra minifigures off Bricklink or eBay or something, or maybe LEGO could even release a battle pack to go along with this set. I think that would just be amazing. Or maybe it would just be better with this set to include 8 Galactic Marines Marines, and then you have like the perfect army builder. But yeah, anyway, this would be an amazing set for 2025 because it's obviously Revenge of the Sith, and it is the Revenge of the Sith anniversary, so there you go. But sadly, so far, as the rumors, are coming out, we don't really have any word of Galactic Marines, UTATs, Commander Bakara, anything of the like. So that's why I put it in this video instead of a leak or rumor video. Anyway, let's get into another Revenge of the Sith set that is actually based off of a set that we are rumored to be getting in January. Now, this actually isn't Revenge of the Sith, it's more like the Clone Wars, but this Brickwars 59 basically took the early rumor before we knew the minifigures and everything that was rumored and made his own kind of set based on how he would want it, and there are definitely some banging like stuff in this set. So first of all, we got Kit Fisto, like brand new model of Kit Fisto there, just looks amazing. Shaak Ti also looking fresh with that skirt piece and everything. They just look absolutely stunning. Like, these are two of the best Jedi minifigures I've probably ever seen in my life. And then we have two different clone pilots, and it looks like they have like dual molded leg patterns, which is insane. Like, there's no, like, I don't even know. It's just too good to have in a set like this. Like, 4 minifigures this complex is crazy. And then we also have R4P64, which, you know, whatever, cool little astromech droid. And then in this set, we don't only have an ARC 170, but we also have that tri-droid, so it's more like a versus set, which I absolutely love. One thing that's kind of weird, I'm pretty sure with the tri-droids, is there supposed to be a pilot? Because there's like a cockpit, so maybe like a pilot battle droid or, you know, something like that could be included with this set. But it looks like there is a buzz droid or two, so I guess you have that. You have kind of the buildable characters you can fight against in this set. But these minifigures are just insane. I'll say it one more time. Like, it's just amazing. The builds are, of course, great as always by Brickwars 59, but these minifigures are something else, man. Anyway, let's get into some more non-traditional sets that I wouldn't expect to come out this year. And, you know, although I do love them, some of them are just a little bit different, a little bit unique. So, first off, we have a set that I think will do great. Right after the Coruscant Guard gunship retires, getting this gunship I think would be perfect. It's the Landing on Anaxes set, and this is based off the Clone Wars Season 7 episode with Mace Windu, ARC Trooper Jesse, 3 Anaxes clone troopers, and it looks like we got 2 regular B1 battle droids there. Pretty good minifigure selection. Maybe adding in like Obi-Wan to the set would just make it perfect, but, you know, then again, LEGO usually doesn't include a ton of minifigures with like Clone Wars sets like this, especially as of late. Like, there isn't a ton of minifigures in the Coruscant Guard gunship. I think it was like 6 or whatever. So, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have the 2 battle droids. It kind of makes a lot of sense, you know, just based off what LEGO has done in the past. Anyway, these Anaxes troopers definitely look awesome. Like, this is a clone trooper that, you know, I don't love clone troopers like more than Imperials or anything, but Anaxes clone troopers are definitely one of my favorite legions. And of course, ARC Trooper Jesse is probably like my favorite looking clone design ever, or close to, because that blue and white like mix of the helmet and just everything about the design I just love. And then that classic Clone Wars Mace Windu we got in the fighter tank obviously works very well here, and the battle droids are just whatever. You throw them into any set and they kind of just work. But yeah, this set I think would be great because we need like more of a classic gunship on shelves, in my opinion. But moving on to the next set, we have a First Order Star Destroyer, and yeah, so this is why I kind of gave a disclaimer earlier that I'm moving into some more interesting sets, because here we have a set, I believe the minifigure selection is based off of the Star Wars Resistance show, which I've never watched, but I know it has this golden looking stormtrooper, so you get whoever that is. I think it's like Pyre or something. That's Pyre is the name of this stormtrooper. Don't know anything about the character, but looks very, very cool. And then you get some female character. I don't know if that's just an officer, if it's actually someone from the show. That's Major Von Reg, because he appeared in a different set. That's how I know that. And then it looks like you get a First Order Execution Stormtrooper and 2 regular First Order Stormtroopers. So I will say, for a First Order Star Destroyer, this minifigure selection is probably lacking a little bit. I mean, maybe include a few ground crew, or, you know, just fill it out some more. I mean, 6 minifigures in a Star Destroyer, I don't know, doesn't seem like a lot to me. But anyway, cool little set. I don't love the sequels, but I love this gold looking stormtrooper, so yeah, honestly, I don't care. The First Order Star Destroyer looks cool, this gold stormtrooper looks cool, you know, the story aside, this is a cool set. Anyway, next up we have a Purge Trooper battle pack. Now, I may have made a video with this set before, but this set is more prevalent now than ever because Cal Kestis was an anniversary figure in the recent Star Destroyer set. So we're kind of getting closer and closer to the possibility of seeing Jedi Fallen Order sets. So what better way to introduce that than with a battle pack, a Purge Trooper battle pack. Now, something I would actually want to change about this set is, although I do love these Purge Troopers, I don't think we need 4 of them in a battle pack. I think take out one of them and put in like a regular Stormtrooper, or take out 2 of them and put in 2 Stormtroopers. I think that would work way better because you really don't need that many Purge Troopers. So if you just replace 2 of the Purge Troopers with Stormtroopers, I could see myself buying, maybe like 10 of these sets, right? Instead of buying like 5. So yeah, and then the build itself is an interesting looking speeder. Don't really know what it's based off of, if that's in the game. I didn't actually play the entire Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor games, so sorry for that. And I would buy perhaps even more than 10 of those. Like, it's just such a good battle pack, and I'm a big Imperial fan. You guys already know I'd buy a lot of these. Anyway, we got one set left in the video, and this is definitely kind of an oddball set. I have no idea what this is based off of, maybe a comic or something, but this is the Imperial submarine. And this comes with probably the coolest Imperial Trooper I've ever seen, but let's get through the other minifigures first. So this set comes with Darth Vader, a TIE fighter pilot, 2 Imperial Scuba Stormtroopers. I don't know exactly what these troopers are called, like Scuba Troopers, Imperial Scuba Troopers, Scuba Stormtroopers, I don't know, something like that. But these, they just look amazing. Oh my goodness, they look so cool. And it looks like Brick Wizard 59 took the regular Rogue One Stormtrooper design and just drew on the extra details. Even though that's like such a simple method of doing it, and it's such a simple figure, they just look amazing, like Stormtroopers with flippers and everything. Just looks awesome. And then we have a Mon Calamari Rebel Trooper, it looks like. Obviously, that's Admiral Akbar from like a Resistance set or a sequel set, but I think if you had like 2 or 3 Mon Calamari like Rebel Troopers, that'd be nice, because obviously they can swim and breathe underwater and everything. It just makes sense for this kind of set. Again, I have no idea what this is based off of, but the submarine looks amazing. Oh my gosh, it's all tiled off. It looks like you have a nice big cockpit there, and wow, I just love this set. The idea of an Imperial, like, scuba stormtrooper is just amazing. We have a Duel of the Fates 25th anniversary diorama, and I think LEGO really missed an opportunity with their May 4th wave this year. I think Duel of the Fates diorama would have been an amazing choice, and if not a whole diorama, even a playset would have worked, but personally, I think a diorama is better because we did get a playset a few years ago, and a diorama would just spice things up and make things a little bit different. But regardless, here is an amazing set idea. Now, looking at the build itself before we get into the minifigures, I love that door design. The way those lightsaber looking hilts are being utilized there is just amazing. I love the tiling around there, and the 25th anniversary plaque there also looks amazing, and "We'll handle this" quote by Qui-Gon also looks great there and fits well. And the minifigures are amazing. And I believe I said something about this in my last set idea video, but Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan with those dark robes being printed on just look way better to me, and I would love for LEGO to take this idea and execute it in a set one day, because I think it just looks much better than their full light tan robes. Having that darker color to represent their cloak around their robes underneath just looks awesome. And the Darth Maul in this set actually has pupils and looks normal. So moving on to the next set, on the thumbnail of this video, probably the one I'm most hyped for in the video, an Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, but in green, based off Revenge of the Sith. I think this is the perfect set for LEGO to remake in 2025 for the Revenge of the Sith 20th anniversary. Looking at the minifigures, we have Anakin Skywalker with a brand new hairpiece that we've never seen before on Anakin, and some updated printing. We have Padme Amidala in a dress that we've never gotten her in, so that would just be an amazing amazing figure to add to the set. It would be like that killer third figure we got, like the Kaminoan and Obi-Wan starfighter. And we also have C-3PO and R2-D2. So unlike most interceptor sets or Jedi starfighter sets, instead of getting 2 or 3 minifigures, we're actually getting 4 minifigures here. But 2 of them are kind of just throwaway figures, to be honest. The 2 real good ones are obviously Anakin and Padme, and I think that would be just fine for an interceptor. And looking at the interceptor itself, it has some amazing printed pieces on the wings, on next to the cockpit. Inside the cockpit, it's got some nice control panels. I think this just looks like an amazing little interceptor. You know, release it for 25, 30 bucks. That's probably what LEGO would release it for nowadays. And I think you got yourself a solid set to have alongside a ton of clone trooper sets for Revenge of the Sith. And speaking of clone troopers, next up we have the Imperial LAAT gunship based off of Bad Batch Season 3. Slight spoilers here if you haven't seen Bad Batch Season 3, but looking at the minifigures, we have Omega with her weapon, actually, with her bow that she got early on in the season and she used once. Not sure why she didn't use that again. Then we have Hunter and his updated Season 3 appearance, looking amazing. We have a Clone X Trooper, which I'm just dying to get in LEGO. Such a cool assassin clone trooper. I love the whole concept. Just having an unnamed clone assassin working for the Empire is awesome. It's like Crosshair, but we don't really know who it is, like, at all. And then also we have 2 TK troopers. Now, like I say a lot of the times with these Brick Wizard 59 sets, he's being very realistic with the minifigure selection and how many of each figure LEGO would probably include. But if I had my way, I'd have there be 4 TK Troopers, or maybe 2 TK Troopers and 2 TK Trooper pilots, because we do see TK pilots in the show. So I think definitely having a few more TK Troopers would make this feel like a complete set. And if not that, maybe just add on like Season 3 Wrecker or a different member of the Bad Batch, and I think we could call this a wrap, and it would just be a very, very nice gunship to release after the Coruscant Guard gunship. And for the final set of the video, we actually have a set from Brick Set Ideas on Instagram. And this set idea is the Abafar Escape. Now, if you don't know, this is based off of a Clone Wars arc with these droids and Meeber Gascon, the little green guy, basically go on this top secret Republic mission. And it's not my favorite arc. In fact, I'd say it's my least favorite arc in the entire Clone Wars show. Looking at the minifigures, obviously Captain Gregor, Meeber Gascon, we have R2-D2, we have WAC-47, one of those droids, I guess. I don't really know him by his name. And then we have Borkus, which is the chef that Gregor worked under for a long time when he didn't have his memory. He didn't know he was a clone trooper. He didn't remember any of that. So the chef is kind of a bad guy, but he's in the arc, and I think he'd be a nice minifigure to include. And then 1 battle droid is included. I mean, 1 or 2 more B1 battle droids. Doesn't have to be crazy, but just more of a fight for kids to play with. I think that'd be awesome. But also, the little mini build over here, I don't know what kind of droid that's called, but it is in the arc. It's a big droid. It's like a cargo loading droid or something, and he's moving around big boxes and crates. I think that's a great build, great little side build inclusion in the set. And getting to the point of the set, the main build, the Republic Attack Shuttle. I think that this would be an amazing set to have a Republic Attack Shuttle return in. Now, is it my favorite? Is it my top 1 choice for how a Republic Attack Shuttle should come back? No, I'd rather it be just an army builder set with a few clone troopers and maybe a new clone captain or commander we haven't seen. But this is an interesting way to bring back the Republic Attack Shuttle, and I wouldn't be opposed to it. I would definitely love this set, especially for that Captain Gregor. And this build just looks 100% amazing. It looks completely refurbished, and it looks like the mock is made from Leslie Lee Unrebreakable, so you can build this shuttle yourself if you want, and if you don't want to wait years for LEGO to make another Republic Attack Shuttle, there you go. But this set would just be pretty good set. Not my favorite set, not my first choice, but regardless, still an amazing set to add to the set idea catalog. This with the first set being the Wookiee Overor Jet Catamaran. I don't know that O name, but here it is in all of its glory. Looks amazing. First of all, the minifigures, we have a Wookiee Warrior, Yoda, Luminara Unduli, 2 Kashyyyk troopers looking great there, and 2 battle droids. And looking at the set here, this looks like the perfect Revenge of the Sith Kashyyyk battle set. You get a nice little ATRT build for your clones, a big catamaran, obviously, for the Wookiee to pilot, And then for the droid side, you get a really cool looking Kashyyyk spider droids and obviously the 2B1 battle droids to fight there. I think this is a super solid set. Maybe the droid side doesn't quite have enough firepower, but it's decent with that spider droid. It's better than just including 2 battle droids, obviously, kind of like what the ATTE did back in 2022. And yeah, the minifigures for this set are absolutely stacked, giving us 2 amazing Jedi. One of them we haven't seen in almost 10 years, which is great to be getting again. And these Kashyyyk troopers we also haven't seen in a long while. So yeah, I mean, maybe I would add like Commander Gree to this set, especially if this is like one of the only Kashyyyk sets we get for the anniversary. And speaking of anniversary, it actually has the 20th Revenge of the Sith anniversary stamp on the box art there, which looks super, super duper cool. And the catamaran itself is so polished and so nice. I think it has like the perfect amount of studs and like polished tiles. It's perfect. I absolutely love everything about this set, and Brick Wizard killed it on this set. Say LEGO releases it for like 60 to 70 bucks. I think this would be an amazing set. And then next up we have the Acclamator class assault ship, coming with Shaak Ti, Lama Su, Tan Wee, and 2 Phase 1 clone troopers with arm printing for some reason. It's cool, but I don't think we'd ever get arm printing for a regular clone. Anyway, this is an amazing set with over 1,100 parts. This is a very nice Acclamator. I love this, like the perfect play set for an Acclamator, and the minifigure selection is pretty good. Now, perhaps for a set with 1,100 parts, it's going to be kind of expensive, so maybe we get some sort of other minifigure, maybe like a clone pilot or something. I don't know, just something to like fill out the Acclamator a bit more. Perhaps a clone officer or something, like someone to pilot the ship or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm not even like the biggest fan of like clone capital ships. I don't want to get any hate for this, but like just to make a point, I'm not the biggest fan. But this Acclamator set, like, it's literally making me change my mind. It looks so beautiful. The box art is amazing. The model itself is literally peak, and the minifigures all look great, especially Lama Su looking amazing there. So yeah, this kind of changed my opinion on clone vehicles, at least the Acclamator, because oh my goodness, it looks beautiful in all of its glory. And next up, moving on to set ideas from Brickset. First of all, we have the 104th Wolfpack Clone Troopers Battle Pack, including a Wolfpack Clone Trooper, Wolfpack Clone Captain or Officer, Wolfpack Heavy Trooper, and a Wolfpack Clone Trooper with a jetpack. And boy oh boy is this set awesome. It has the same AV7 cannon build from the 501st Specialist Battle Pack. I think Brickset just did that because it was easy and it just fits as a build, but obviously we wouldn't want a complete repeat of that. So some other cool clone build, even like a Bark Speeder that's really refined, could work in this set, or an ATRT. It doesn't have to be something crazy, but getting another AV7 cannon like that, I don't think it's really the move. Anyway, the minifigures in this set are absolutely outstanding. I especially love that officer with that like printing on the bottom of the helmet, just being like all dark gray. I absolutely love the look of that guy. And I love how the heavy trooper and the regular trooper both have jetpacks. The jetpacks look so nice, especially in that color with their Wolfpack like color scheme. Oh my goodness, it just looks absolutely insane. Call this set 20 bucks. It's perfect. It'd go on sale for like, you know, 13, 14. Amazing set to pick up. I absolutely would love this set. We'll probably pick up like maybe 5 to 10 of these to get like a full Wolfpack clone army. Obviously you don't need a ton because it's just a Wolfpack. It's not like, you know, one of the main like huge clone units. But yeah, definitely an amazing set idea. But the next one is really where it gets insane. Here we have the Chimera Star Destroyer, Thrawn's Star Destroyer. The minifigures included are Ezra Bridger, Sabine Wren, Thrawn, Night Sister, Captain Enoch, and a Death Trooper. Great minifigure selection, especially giving us Captain Enoch, because we recently learned we're not getting him in the battle pack, and we obviously didn't get him in the Battle on Prettiest set. Very sad to see that. However, the build in this set looks absolutely amazing. It kind of looks like the 2024 Star Destroyer, but with more details, and obviously you have all those gold detailing on there, which just makes it look so special. Such a nice, fresh set if we could get this kind of thing on shelves. And he absolutely killed it with the minifigures. They all look like they're official. Now, obviously some of them are official, but like the Death Trooper, Captain Enoch, and the Night Sister all look absolutely amazing. And yeah, now if I can improve the minifigure selection for the set, which I don't really think it needs to be improved, but maybe add like one more Death Trooper. 2 Death Troopers seems more fitting than 1. Having just 1 Death Trooper in a set is kind of odd unless it's a battle pack, in my opinion. But yeah, with 1,555 parts, this set would be a day 1 pickup probably for me, because this Star Destroyer looks so cool. I'm obviously a big fan of the Empire, so any Imperial vehicle I'm already enticed to get, but with this amazing gold detailing and these amazing minifigures included, how could I pass up on a set like this? We have the Republic Attack gunship based on the Siege of Mandalore arc in the Clone Wars Season 7, and first of all, for minifigures we have Ahsoka, Phase 2 Captain Rex, Bo-Katan, a 332nd Clone Trooper, and 2 Mandalorians. Now, I think this minifigure selection is extremely solid. Maybe add like 1 more Mandalorian, because 2 Mandalorians versus 2 Clone Troopers, another Mandalorian, and a Jedi isn't exactly a fair fight. But the gunship itself looks absolutely amazing. We're getting a regular gunship again, like if LEGO gave us a set. I think this is one of the best regular gunship sets they could probably come up with. Apart from like your standard Attack of the Clones one, like this is a really great one because everyone loves the Clone Wars Season 7, and some of these minifigs are absolutely amazing, especially the Darth Maul Mandalorians, because we haven't gotten those in over a decade, so that'd be amazing to see in 2025. Next up, we have a hallway set similar to the Dark Trooper Attack and the Tantive 4 hallway. We have Darth Maul's Attack, so obviously we're going to be getting Darth Maul and then some 332nd Clone Troopers. Now, this set isn't really necessary in my opinion because we do have a 332nd Battle Pack on shelves and an upcoming set with a new Clone Wars Darth Maul minifigure. So as far as the minifigures go, this isn't really a needed set. But this is still a solid set with the Venator hallway, and I think some people would still appreciate a nice little play set depicting this scene. Maybe a minifig you could add in there just to make it a little more special is one of those astromech droids that Ahsoka talks to, or have some really cool play features where Darth Maul could make that part of the wall like float or whatever to, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm showing the scene on screen here. But yeah, this set could have been like amazing like years ago when we didn't have the 332nd Battle Pack on shelves. So it's less needed now, but it's still a very solid set. Next up, we have a set that we were supposed to get, I think, maybe, but we got a microfighter instead. This is Captain Rex's Y-Wing bomber, coming with Ahsoka Tano, Captain Rex, Phase 2 ARC Trooper Jesse, a 332nd Clone Trooper, and R7A7. So this is an amazing set, and mostly because we're getting an ARC Trooper Jesse, which we have not gotten in LEGO before, and the Y-Wing itself is absolutely amazing. No one would buy this set for the Captain Rex minifigure because he does come in a microfighter already, but it'd be nice to get Ahsoka back on shelves in her Clone Wars appearance. Another 332nd clone is a really good inclusion for this set, and then Phase 2 Jesse is really where it's at. Like, that would just be absolutely amazing to get in LEGO again. And the Y-Wing build itself looks great, and it'd be awesome to finally get a vehicle that Captain Rex can pilot. But yeah, overall, this is probably one of the best playsets you could come up with from Clone Wars Season 7. It is such an amazing ship, and somehow it has grown to be kind of iconic with Captain Rex's character, even though we don't see it very much. And speaking of really good playsets, here we have the battle for Yerbana, including Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Commander Cody, Captain Rex, a 501st Jet Trooper, a battle droid or 2 battle droids, and R2-D2. And then if you include that spider droid as a minifig, I guess he counts as well, but this would be an absolutely killer playset. Call it like 80, 90 bucks, and you have an amazing set. This was based off of the Spider-Man Bridge battle set. That's where he got his inspiration for this set idea, and I think this works great. Now, maybe for a really good droid inclusion, you could add that tactical droid to the minifigure selection. I think that would be amazing, and it would be perfect for the return of the LEGO tactical droid. But other than that, this minifigure selection is super solid. We see Captain Rex with a jetpack up there. Getting 2 clone commanders in one set would be amazing, as well as getting Obi-Wan and Anakin in the same set. Like, this would be a set you could buy to get a lot of the main characters from Clone Wars. I think that's a really good idea for LEGO to do and put on shelves. It's much easier to get all of the clone commanders or all of the main characters in one set, and then adding on a regular 501st Jet Trooper is a nice inclusion, as well as those battle droids is fine, I guess. It gives you a decent battle to have, especially for kids. It's a really solid playset. Next up on the list, we actually have an 18 plus diorama type set. Well, I don't really know what you would call this because there is minifigs and everything included as well, called Shattered. Obviously the moment where Order 66 happens and Ahsoka has to defend herself from all the clone troopers, including Captain Rex. Now, I would personally love this set, not only because we see the return of Ahsoka and some decent minifigs in a set like this, but getting the interior of a Venator like this is just so cool. I absolutely love this interior. You get those hollow maps on the sides with some stickers or printed parts. I would opt for the printed parts if LEGO ever made this. And then you also get that door in the distance there, as well as that cool hollow table. Like, this would just be such a cool build. I don't think we've ever gotten an interior this nice for any vehicle because the interior is just too big to fit in a playscale set like this. So, including it as a standalone set is a very, very good idea, in my opinion. And finally, rounding out the Clone Wars Season 7 collection, we have the Siege of Mandalore battle set, coming with 2 332nd clone troopers, 2 regular clone troopers, and 2 Maul Mandalorians. And let's just say, there's a reason I included this set in my coolest set ideas video a couple weeks ago, because this is honestly the best mega battle pack I think LEGO could give us. Call it 30 bucks, and this is an amazing battle pack. We have 2 of those Maul Mandalorians, some 332nd regular clone troopers, and the builds are perfect. We get the classic Mandalorian speeder, and then a nice clean clone bark speeder. Now maybe you could add some sort of cover for the clones to hide behind, because we do see that while they're battling, we see them ducking behind cover. However, that's not really necessary, but it would be a cool inclusion, especially if this set costs like, 25, 30 bucks. Definitely give us our value in terms of pieces. But maybe one way I would improve this set is add on 2 Maul Mandalorians, so then you have 4 clone troopers versus 4 Mandalorians. I think that would make just a bit more sense for this set. But either way, this is an amazing battle pack, absolutely outstanding. I would love this set, and yeah, LEGO would probably overprice it, but I honestly don't care at that point. I would purchase this set because this is just the perfect battle pack for Clone Wars Season 7. Like, it is absolute perfection. There's nothing you could really improve, at least about the minifigure selection in this set. I'm going to be looking at some 10th anniversary Rogue One LEGO Star Wars sets that I really think we need to get in 2026. Now, these are all set ideas, not real sets, but they do look amazing, at least the ones that I didn't make. Anyway, with that being said, let's get right into this. With the first one actually being a 4+ set, I wanted to be kind of nice and inclusive with this wave and include a 4+ set, the Duel on Edu. So here we have a small little rock structure with Jin climbing it, and then Director Krennic, Galen Erso, and a Death Trooper Specialist. So for a 4+ set, I think this minifigure selection is pretty dang stacked, especially with 3 out of 4 of these minifigs being extremely expensive on the aftermarket today, so releasing them in this 4+ set will make them nice and accessible for everyone. The build also includes a micro-scale Director Krennic shuttle, because that was landed on the Edu and the platform that they are on, but obviously you can't include a platform that's big enough for that in the 4+ set with 92 pieces, so I just included it on the side. And knowing 4+ sets, this would probably be like $20 to $25, unfortunately. But at least you get some banging minifigs, because if you paid $25 for this current minifigure selection on the aftermarket, you'd be getting a steal. Anyway, moving on, we have the Scarif Troopers Mega Battle Pack. Now, in my original video for this set, I said it would be 30 bucks, but honestly, a lot of you guys reminded me that LEGO would probably price this set a bit higher than that, so let's say $35 to $40 for this mega battle pack, coming with 3 Imperial Shore Troopers, 3 Stormtroopers, and 1 Death Trooper. I think $35 would be a very fair price for this set. As you can see, you get a nice hover tank build that's in between a battle pack build, regular battle pack build size, and more of a playscale size, but it's in between there with a sweet spot in between both of those scales, so you get a decent scaled hover tank that doesn't look too out of place in your collection, as well as an amazing minifigure lineup. And perhaps LEGO could maybe change the build up for that battle pack, though I do think that's a really good mega battle pack build choice. Anyway, if they wanted to change that build up, they could also create a separate Imperial hover tank set that's actually full play scale and full size, coming with a Shore Trooper Captain or Commander, a regular Shore Trooper, an Imperial hover tank pilot, and that really nice Jin Erso minifigure that was actually included in the Edu 4+ set. You're gonna see a few repeat minifigures in this wave, but honestly, who cares, because Rogue One is amazing. Anyway, it'd be interesting to see a hover tank and that mega battle pack with a perhaps different build on shelves at the same time, because you would have a ton of sets with Shore Troopers on shelves at the exact same time again. I think that would be an amazing year for LEGO Star Wars. Knowing LEGO, this set would probably cost like 50 bucks nowadays, unfortunately. But then again, if you're paying 50 bucks for 2 Shore Troopers, a hover tank pilot, and this Jinner, so nowadays on aftermarket prices, you're still getting a bargain, so I can't really complain. Next up we have Saw Gerrera's hideout or base. Now I didn't make a box art for this set because it's kind of an odd shape, but it's similar to the Yavin 4 or Vader's Castle sets, but it's a bit smaller, probably about half the size and piece count of sets like that. So you can expect this set to come out for $80 to $90, and it includes quite a few Rebel troopers, Saw Gerrera obviously, his Borgellet, that monster guy that basically interrogates prisoners and finds out whether they're telling the truth or not. Moroff or whatever his name is, that Yeti looking guy. For some reason the Kashyyyk scout trooper is in this mock too. I'm not sure why. I think it's because one of Saw Gerrera's men wears an old Kashyyyk scout trooper uniform. One minifigure you don't see here that I would love to be included is that guy with the tube, Saw Gerrera's like secondhand man. That'd be cool. But getting into the actual build, so on the very bottom we have the cage, like prison with Borgellet, so you can interrogate prisoners down there. And then the room next up, I believe, is Saw Gerrera's room. He has some drinks and whatnot, the little hollow table and all of that. Really nice. His machinery for breathing. And then on the layer above that, you get a little dining room, so his rebels, I guess, can like gamble and stuff. It looks like that's what they're doing, maybe. And then the floor above that is, I'm not really too sure. There's a hollow table in there as well. Maybe it's just a meeting room or something. And then the floor above that is going to be some sort of communication center type thing. Very nice use of the small space up there. You also see near the bottom, you have a little post that you can have troopers sit outside of, kind of like the Yavin 4 post where you can set a rebel trooper in there. It's kind of similar to that, I think. But yeah, this build is very simple. Maybe it'd be better to get a set like double the size and with an actual like build that you can really enjoy. But nonetheless, the concept is really here, and I think a Saw Gerrera's base could be really dang cool. Next up, we have a TIE Reaper coming in at around $70, I'd say. Coming with 2 Death Troopers, Director Krennic, a Shore Trooper, a TIE Pilot, and a Rebel Trooper. Now, a lot of people when the TIE Striker came out were kind of disappointed because the TIE Reaper looks way cooler, in my opinion. And with a TIE Reaper set, you can include Death Troopers because that's how the Death Troopers are deployed in the Battle of Scarif. So I really love this set idea. Director Krennic is kind of just a throw-in because when you have Death Troopers in this set, it kind of just makes sense to throw Director Krennic in there, and he was on Scarif when this battle happened, so it does make some sense, and you can get Krennic in a larger playscale set, and you don't have to go buy the 4+ set. Anyway, I think this set would be great. You're getting an amazing Imperial vehicle along with some really good Imperial minifigs. One thing I'd maybe change, since I already included regular Shore Troopers with the Mega Battle Pack, you can include a Shore Trooper Captain or Squad Leader or whatever instead of the regular Shore Troopers, so you have some more variants on shelves. Well, other than that, this set is pretty much perfect, and I would buy at least like 1 or 2 of these because this is a really nice starfighter and a really great minifigure selection. Next up, we have the AT-ACT coming in at probably around $160 to $180, including Chirrut, Baze Malbus, a Rebel Trooper, a Shore Trooper Captain or something with red markings, a Death Trooper Specialist, and 2 AT-ACT pilots. Now, I really love the concept of this set, and I've talked about it in previous videos. This is made by Brick Set Ideas on Instagram, and I really like this set because I love AT-ATs, but this is different than an AT-AT. I love vehicles where you can take something very similar, make the same exact like type concept of a set, but it's still different because it's a different variant. Kind of like the Hoth AT-ST, which is different than a regular AT-ST. That's what LEGO did in like 2022, and they can do the same thing here with an AT-ACT instead of an AT-AT. So you can have cargo in there and troopers instead of just like a ton of troopers. But overall, this would be a really nice like Battle of Scarif set, I guess. You could even add on like a bunker build to this, call it like $200 to add on a nice bunker build, and then maybe like some beach foliage and stuff. Like, it could be a really dang cool set, but even just an AT-ACT is really awesome. I think it's something we ought to see. Bring back some Rogue One minifigures and give us an amazing Rogue One exclusive vehicle. all in one set for $160 to $180. And of course, we have to have a Master Builder Series set with Jedha City. Now this is going to have like the marketplace and the like main city. So this is the fight scene with the ATST and the hover tank and all of Saw Gerrera's rebels, as well as Jyn Erso and Andor. So in this set, you're literally getting a hover tank and an ATST already. Maybe if there's going to be a hover tank on shelves, don't put a hover tank in this set, but I'd say keep the ATST because I didn't really plan for an ATST on shelves other than this in this wave. So an ATST is a really nice build to have in this set. And who knows, maybe you could show a like destroyed Imperial hover tank because a rebel does try to throw a bomb during the fight scene. So you could kind of play it out like that. And the minifigure lineup is crazy for this set, coming with 5 stormtroopers. We see many more in the scene, but I think 5 is a really great number to have in this set. 2 Imperial hover tank pilots, an ATST pilot, K2SO, a Jedha citizen, Jyn Erso, Cassian Andor, Tubes, I like to call him, Saw Gerrera's second-hand man, 4 different rebel troopers, and I'll just say they're Saw Gerrera's rebel troopers, even though, yeah, I know, they look exactly like regular rebel troopers. Morok, again, making an appearance, Saw Gerrera himself, and some more citizens of Jedha City, and 2 minifigures I forgot to include with this picture are actually Chirrut Inway and Baze Malbus, because they are obviously like the protectors of the Jedha Kyber crystals, and they lie in this city, so obviously they'd be in this set. But yeah, call this set like $300 to $400, and I think you have a really awesome Rogue One set with a great minifigure selection. And just looking at all these sets, I'm just now realizing like how many Imperial minifigs would be on shelves. If you bought this whole wave, you would basically have an Imperial army already, and that's just amazing. I absolutely love that, and as a fan of the Empire, as you all know, I would go crazy for the set wave. The first LEGO gunship set idea we're going to be taking a look at is the Munilist 10 gunship. This was made by Toxic Tiger 11 on Instagram. I'm not super familiar with them, but I found this amazing box art on Google, and this looks absolutely amazing. The minifigures included are a clone pilot, an ARC pilot, Captain Fordo, and 2 Munilist 10 ARC troopers. Now, first of all, these minifigures look absolutely insane. Like, the ARC Trooper pilot, I've never seen a LEGO minifigure like that. Looks so good. And the clone pilot also looks really nice. I believe that's using the Mandalorian helmet as the helmet mold there, so there's no fin on the top, which is accurate. And the Captain Fordo and ARC Troopers also look amazing with their pauldrons and helmets, and oh my gosh, I mean, we could just use some more Phase 1 clones in LEGO, and as far as Phase 1 clones go, these are probably some of the coolest. And then it looks like on the box art, he also included an exclusive Darth Sidious anniversary minifigure, which is definitely super duper cool. He's got the hood reaching down so you can't see half his face, and he's got his 2 gold lightsabers ready to duel. So that'd be an amazing extra minifigure to include in this set. Or a General Grievous would also be a nice minifigure to include in this set for an enemy for them to fight. But he's not really necessary because we've already gotten a General Grievous before in multiple other sets, so just getting these clone troopers in LEGO would be absolutely outstanding. Next up, we have an amazing idea that we could use a regular gunship with, which is the landing on Anaxes, coming with Clone Wars Mace Windu, ARC Trooper Jesse, 3 Anaxes clone troopers, and 2 B1 battle droids. Now we'd finally get the Anaxes clone troopers and ARC Trooper Jesse in LEGO, all while returning the normal gunship to shelves. There's not a whole lot to say about this set other than the fact that we'd be getting some amazing Clone Wars Season 7 minifigures, and this would just be one of the best ways that we could return the normal clone gunship to LEGO Star Wars. But changing things up a bit, we actually have an Imperial LAAT gunship from the Bad Batch Season 3, coming with Omega, Hunter, a Clone X Trooper, and 2 TK Troopers. Now, in my opinion, 2 TK Troopers is just not enough. I mean, in the box art itself, you can already see there's only one piloting the entire gunship, and then the other one is probably in there. Like, this just doesn't make a lot of sense. A gunship would just send troopers into battle, so include like 4 TK troopers in this set, and I think it would elevate the set a lot. But anyway, the general idea behind this set is amazing. We need more Bad Batch sets, everyone agrees, so why not introduce the Imperial LAAT gunship onto shelves? I'd buy a ton of these, especially if they came with a lot of TK troopers, because we have not gotten those in LEGO, and I actually think they're kind of cool. I also really love the Imperial vibes this gunship has. Just the coloring on it looks absolutely amazing, and then hopefully on this model we would actually get those bubble turrets on the wings instead of those weird stud shooters that we got on the Coruscant Guard gunship. And speaking of the Coruscant Guard gunship, this is the minifigure selection a lot of fans would have preferred over the one we got. with Rush Clovis, Count Dooku, Commander Thrawn, 2 clone shock troopers, and a B2 super battle droid. Now, the main figure here that most people would have preferred over Commander Fox is Commander Thrawn. He is a fan favorite, and a lot of people actually dislike Commander Fox because of what he did in the Clone Wars. And honestly, as far as which minifigure selection is better, it's a toss-up because I love that we got a new Padme and Palpatine, but also Commander Thrawn probably would have been cooler than getting a Commander Fox, and getting a Rush Clovis and Count Dooku would have also been nice, but I don't know if they're better than a new Chancellor Palpatine and Padme. Either way, I think we can all agree that this gunship model is amazing. The one we got from LEGO is pretty good, apart from a few minor fallacies with it. This model would have been so much better in my opinion, especially with those bubble turrets on the side of the wings. And next up we have a gunship that a lot of fans have wanted for a very long time, the Wolfpack Republic gunship, or some people call it the Plo's Bros gunship, because this is Plo Koon's clone legion, and so the minifigures included make a lot of sense, with Plo Koon, Commander Wolf, a 104th clone trooper, actually 2 104th clone troopers, and a Wolfpack clone pilot, as well as a B1 battle droid just thrown in there. But as far as Wolfpack clone troopers go, it would be amazing to get some in a gunship. Now, my personal idea for a better gunship minifigure selection is take out the regular Wolfpack clones, put Boost, Sinker, and what's the last one? I don't know. The 3 named Wolfpack that we see in the Clone Wars, and then release a Wolfpack gunship alongside this set, and boom, you have an amazing Wolfpack selection on shelves. You have every prominent Wolfpack clone trooper, and fans can finally rejoice and grow their Wolfpack clone trooper army. And this gunship model is absolutely amazing. It's very closely normal gunship, but it changes up some of the colors with that nice blue and green coloring we see there, and the sticker or printed piece, hopefully it'd be a printed piece, on the side with Plo Koon and some Phase 1 clone troopers looks absolutely amazing. I love how that looks. And yeah, I love the general coloring on this ship. It just looks so dang clean, perhaps even cleaner than the regular gunship coloring. But yeah, this is probably one of my favorite gunships in today's video, especially because of that minifigure selection that I was talking about. But we're not done yet. On the topic of Imperial LAAT gunships, here's another one from Season 1 of the Bad Batch with Admiral Rampart, Captain Hauser, Sham Syndulla, Crosshair, and 2 regular clone troopers. Now, I personally really love this set because we're finally getting a Captain Hauser, who's a fan favorite clone minifigure, as well as Cham Syndulla and Admiral Rampart, which are figures we've never gotten before and would be amazing to finally get in LEGO. And seeing Crosshair on shelves again wouldn't be bad at all, as well as throwing in 2 regular clone troopers to add to your army and pilot the gunship. And like I already said about the other Imperial LAT gunship, this one is like the exact same. I absolutely love how clean it looks. I love the Imperial vibes the coloring gives off, and this would just be one of those really great sets that I would probably buy a lot of. Maybe not so much of this minifigure selection because you only get 2 regular clones, which we already seen in Battle Pack, but if we ever saw an LAT gunship with TK troopers, you know I would buy a lot of them. So I hope you all enjoyed this very long compilation of LEGO Star Wars set ideas. If you made it to the end of the video, you probably have a ton of new set ideas in your head, and you probably want to talk about them and how cool some of these set ideas are, because the creators, Bricks Ideas, Brickers Customs, all those amazing people on Instagram are just so good at what they do. So leave a like on today's video if you guys did enjoy, and comment down below your favorite set idea from this entire video. Probably like an hour-long video, or maybe a little bit less or more than that. I'm not sure. Last year's video was almost an hour long, so we'll see what this one ends up being. Anyway, I will see you all in the next video. Have an amazing day. Peace out.